Hey everybody in YouTube land, once again it's time for Lancing with Myself, the ongoing YouTube series with me, Steve D from Tin Star Games, about being a creator, where I try to tell you all the things I've learnt in my 20 years of being a freelance creative designer in the role-playing and board game field. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about emotions, because this is what the show is also about. It's about dealing with psychological issues, especially when you're low on spoons, because you might be disabled or dealing with all sorts of other things like being low on cash, which often in fact also makes you disabled, makes you mentally ill or very stressed. What I want to talk about today again is just the mental wear and tear of dealing with being an artist, and because that gets bigger the more you push yourself into publication. Obviously, when you're creating any kind of art, you're thinking about your audience, you're thinking about your way you're going to be received, you're thinking about your competitors, and the other people in your scene, and you're comparing themselves to you. But the more you get into publication, there are more and more things to compare yourself to, not just to other people that you're going to come in more and more in contact with as you expand the scene, but you're also now comparing with not just how they create, but their success, their fame. Fame and success and awareness of your achievements and the financial return that comes with that. These are all ways that you can apply measures to yourself. And it's very, very easy to get bitter and to get upset and to get resentful of these people, because it feels like you're constantly in a race and you're constantly comparing them. There's always going to be people who put in less resources, at least to you, compared to you, and get more success. There's going to be people who have more advantages than you and get what you think is unearned success. There's always going to be people who seem to just constantly get lucky. There's always going to be people that seem to get undeserved attention. All these things can eat away at you. You're always going to be comparing yourself to other people, thinking about, well, what if I did that? What if I could have done that? If I'd only had this? You know, I'm starting late in terms of actually producing tabletop games. I've been freelancing for 20 years, but actually getting my card games and board games out there, I'm starting much later than that. So I see all these younger people going, oh, it's really hard and I'm really struggling, I'm only just breaking in. And like, you're 20 years younger than me, shut up, you know. Or they're talking about disadvantages they have, and I'm like, you have less disadvantages than me, or things like that. It's very, very easy to get resentful. It's very, very easy to get bitter. And I see that on a lot of people's faces and replies and chat. You know, it's like, oh, I'm just sick of all this. I'm sick of these people. I'm angry at this person. I'm angry at that person. It's very, very easy to really lash out and hurt people. And it's easy to close down as well. And sometimes that's a survival technique. The social media makes all of this 1,000 times worse as we are more and more exposed to this raw vein. So what can we do about it? Obviously, you've got to have psychological buffers in place. You've got to figure out when it's time to tune out. But a scene can also be something that can give to you, and you can't tune out altogether. So obviously, ongoing, we're going to be talking about some of these things, and how we deal with it, and how you stop yourself from being better. One thing that's just a simple thing is to understand that everyone else is going through these issues as well. Everybody is worried that everyone else is ahead of them. Everyone is worried about, what if I've made a mistake? What if I've overreached? What if I've spent too much money? Everyone is wondering if they've made a miscalculation. Everyone is wondering if this game is going to be the last game that does anything for them. This is the last one that gets their attention. Or if all their other games don't count, everyone's going to be worried that everything up until now was faking. They're going to worry about other people having bigger projects, smaller projects, where they should have put their focus. Everyone's worried about whether they're going to succeed and whether their games are fun and whether their games are good and whether they deserve anything. Everyone is stressed out. And so the only thing you can do in that is to try to be as kind as you can. Because once you realize that, you know that the one thing you can do to your other fellow creatives in the scene is to be kind, to share things. You obviously want to be kind to yourself as well. And being kind is just about giving attention and giving support. It doesn't have to be a dollar account. It doesn't have to be, you know, even a share or whatever it is that you might not have energy to do. You don't always have to be able to play their game. But if you can just stop for a moment and say hello, shake a hand, just show some kindness, show some interest, say, tell me about what's going on, tell me about what you're struggling with, tell me what you've succeeded at. And that's why we have scenes. That's what you want out of scenes. As I say, scenes can be corrosive, but they can also be a place where you can get kindness and get support, where you can reach out and say, look, I really just need people to say, this is okay, this is coming along, or just tell me that you're struggling as well. There'll be people that you meet who will be good at that, who'll be reaching out and going, hey, look, I know you're struggling, but I found this, or here's something that's helping me, or here's an idea where you could go. And they're great people. Hang on to those people and be one of those people. Be kind. Be someone who reaches out and goes, hey, I thought of this, or hey, these people might want you, or there's an event on, that we're going to, or how can I help you? Can I pack your car? Can I, do you guys need some water? Do you guys need a coffee? Anything you can do to just give someone a little bit of a buff. Come along to their event, reply to their Facebook page, share their thing. Every little bit of energy you can give, that little bit of kindness, will keep them going, and it actually makes you feel more confident, more powerful, because you feel like you're actually more in control, because you're pushing back against the terrible, crushing despair in your own way. So that's the message for today: is be kind so you don't get better. That's all I have to say. We will hopefully be seeing you in the future as Relics gets more and more money. But until now, that's the end for this week. Till next time, be good, play games, pat dogs, have fun.